Hello, this is a Bronze 2 Zarya VOD review, and the post on this one mentioned they're coming back to Overwatch, and they're actually new to 5v5, so it's been that long, but we'll see if we can get you out of Bronze. Overwatch, unfortunately, it's not like riding a bike, you definitely can't forget. John Zarya, the inventor of Zarya. I like your name.
Much lies in store. Let us see to it.
Well, we're going through. Just some things on Zarya to begin with. I only mention it because this is one of the Sigma maps, really. So you're going to have a hard time getting through some of these open areas. The good news is the other tank's Orisa, so you might be able to win the team fight just by beaming them down. So we'll see how it goes.
Always the widow. It's always the widow.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Alright, coming out, seeing what they have. Good first bubble to get some charge. And it's okay too, because I mentioned this open areas. It's okay to get some charge, but you don't necessarily want to be on zero bubbles. You can hide behind the payload, because even here you're no bubbles out in the open. Something like an Ana anti-grenade and you're done. This map is just kind of hard like that. Luckily your Moira's got you with that healing orb. But yeah, you took the simplest way to get through this is burn down the Orisa. Good bubbles. You almost fed because you're out in the open with no bubbles, but so even like a little hiding in this area for a few seconds to get heal would have been good. But you got it done. You got through the Orisa. And yeah, mix in some right clicks. That's what I was gonna say. They're down a tank though, so you can keep pushing. Just kind of pick a target here. You're getting a little confused. Yeah, okay, and the first few bubbles were charge bubbles, so you can argue like, oh, it's good to use bubbles aggressively to get charge. But that bubble had no purpose. Healers are there, you've got some cover. This Winston is doing not a lot of damage. There's really no reason to use this bubble. And bubbles on Zarya is everything, because how are you gonna cross this open area and get the Mercy or the Ana or the Mei if she uses Ice Block? It's like not really possible now. Yeah, and that was you hadn't even crossed the corner to take damage and run anyone down, so you might have a bit of an early bubble habit. But yeah, Mei's no ice block, you can try and run her down. Yeah, keep going, keep going. You're gonna miss a little, that's fine, keep going. And you don't have to get on this Winston's bubble, you can find another target. Like that Mei. But yeah, you got right clicks, you just gotta, it seems like you don't aim the right clicks up enough. That's an easy thing to fix. Okay, there we go. We found the right height for those. And that grab's good enough. You kept the Winston from escaping. And I think once you get a pick on the tank, go a little more aggressive, because you don't have to worry about him bubbling and blocking you off and helping his team. It's really just, if everything goes wrong, literally just use a bubble and hide. I think that you you're just letting the Mei throw an ice block and like, oh, can't do anything. Let's just let him res and run away. You can really like twist the knife in by after you get the tank, get the rest of the people too. Uh, Definitely would be a good way to improve your game.
Bring me energy.
And like get in that Mei's face. The amount of time she's able to just do this stupid wall play. If you're right on top of her, or if you're if you're just right on top of her, she's not gonna be able to just do this wall. Because when she uses Ice Block, that's when she's actually killable. That's sort of when the tables turn. Like, don't be standing 3 meters back, almost like afraid.
Your end is within my reach.
But we'll see there on Rhine now, so just killing the tank isn't going to be a good way to win team fights anymore. This Rhine's... it's going to be hard to kill the Rhine. Alright, you got some charge. Like, you're no bubbles. Yeah, you got good charge, but you're no bubbles. So, this is when you kind of went too aggressive. And I don't know if you know the walls here or if you heard it, but you gotta find something to hide behind or you're dead meat in 2 seconds, so. Okay, good backup. And you're still 0 bubbles and they're Valking, so like everything in the situation points to just waiting. Okay, that was a holy crap, my tank's about to die nano. Oh, sorry, I thought that was your Ana, I messed up. Okay, no, you both got nanoed. Okay, I was right. Yeah, that Ana nanoed you because you were basically, your positioning was so bad, you were about to die. Yeah, so getting charge is good, but maybe only use 1 bubble for charge, or if you're going to use both bubbles for charge, just right click for like 8 seconds until you get a bubble back. And that's really fixable, just your bubbles. They're too soon, or you use both bubbles and then you run out into the open without bubbles to help you, so.
Keep it coming.
And you might have to slow play this, get the Rhine shield down, charge yourself up with some bubbles, wait for him to recharge, and then when the Rhine shield's down, then you go. So this Rhine's not going to just fall over like that Orisa did. You're going to have to maybe even slow play this if you're going to play from the front. No. They just use ults. That's fine. And I like this going because if the Rhine's stuffing this choke, then you can try this choke. You don't always have to be eating charges and hammer swings. You slightly outrange him, so I like this play. That's a good way to force out a tank who's just got a deadlock on a choke, is to take like a small little, I guess you call them off angles, or people do. But that's a good way to, your Sojourn comes from here, or not your Sojourn, I'm getting mixed up again. But some of you come here, some of you come here, and you actually can force the Rhine out. But yeah, just eating that charge hurts you there.
This is design at work.
Yeah, and those two, no one was even shooting at you when you used that second bubble. So a little more patience, and you've either got it there to protect yourself or to charge yourself so you can get through this Rhine barrier. And I'm gonna argue there were still good targets here, like the Mercy and the May. Like this full health Reinhardt is, if you can, I know it's tempting to always shoot their tank, but if there are better targets right in front of you, and the tank's full health or they have their abilities, you might want to just look for another target. But you're gonna clean this up. And this is fine. Higher level thing would be maybe take these stairs and get up map control, stuff them here. Because if they can leisurely walk out and shoot down on you, that's going to be a problem. So just a general tanking tip on a tank that's not like Winston or Hazard or someone with a bunch of mobility.
Unassailable prowess.
And give her a bubble if she starts fighting. Yeah, I mean, that was even probably still early. Like, because you've been using them early on yourself. Like, that Moira actually has to get pushed, and she has a fade. So you kind of have to trust that she can also fade if things get bad. So you don't have to use the bubble the second, like, someone sees her. It can be a little delayed.
Frustrated? Good.
But good right clicks. And yeah, this is the nightmare scenario I was talking about, where they're just all like shooting down on you, and Ryan can drop down on you at his leisure, and it's this sort of like view. I like it. It kind of gives you a pit in your stomach, like, oh no. 10 seconds. I mean, you probably could have just swapped tank to touch, but
Time is of the essence.
good bubble on the Moira. She was actually getting shot by the Ana, like, in a fight, so that was better timing. Yeah, and they were just sort of, because of your bubble usage and your positioning a few times, they were able to win half the fights without trying, and then the other half of the fights where you do well, get some good bubbles, some charge, they just dump ultimates on you. So if you just clean those things up, they have to work for every fight, and they won't just be able to dump 2 ults to stop you every time you make some progress. But we'll go to the defense.
I like being near the ocean. It reminds me of where I was born.
So you do know how to do the jumps, the right click jumps. I thought because it's bronze you didn't know how. Like when that Rhyme went after you, you could have done a jump and like gone up here, or like gone up here and then like right click jump. And there are some sort of hacks like that to get up to high ground. So you could have done that to get out of the Nanoed Reinhardt's way. I just thought that was something like a bronze player wouldn't know, but you still remember how to do that.
I'm here to support.
I'm so scared.
Attackers incoming.
Hello.
Stop the payload.
But this is fine, just dump right
Do
clicks.
your worst.
You can use one bubble on a fire strike, charge yourself up, that's good. I just don't want to see you run out into the open and use your second bubble. From what I've seen so far, that's kind of what I'm afraid of.
Absorbing power.
Okay, I like it. You at least waited till he swung on you to use the second bubble. I mean, you are kind of out in the open, and you can hold the corner a little closer. But that was better. But you've got no bubbles now, so you might have to just hold a little in. That way, like, anyone who comes into your team takes a lot of damage, and then you're not getting shot by everyone at once. You're just getting shot by 1 or 2 people. So Zarya especially, she is one of the least tanky tanks out there. But Rhyme ran away. I like this going for the Sojourn. When the Rhyme went away, you've got a few seconds here. That's fine, they used their abilities and ran away. But yeah, you played that well. You actually played the corner pretty well there. So defense is going better.
Free to engage. My ultimate is ready.
Particle intervention.
You have my thanks.
Good right clicks. Getting that grab up.
Not so fast. Join me.
Okay, and I do not like the using your second bubble and running into their team. I'm not liking this. If as soon as you, I mean, if you're Ryan, you might even just charge you here, especially if your bubble breaks before he lands, so he actually hits the charge damage, which can very well happen because multiple people are going to shoot you. So this is I might look dumb if they don't kill you here, but I'm going to still tell you it's a mistake. Okay, good, you died. Or not good, but good for me. We can at least illustrate your mistakes there. And yeah, your team's trying to turn it with ults, but you made that. You gave it away. You just couldn't help yourself with the bubble usage.
Helden sterben nicht.
But we're coming back. Hopefully your team doesn't... Yeah, this is kind of in bronze. You're not going to expect your team to fall back and wait for you. It's going to turn into like a snowball death fest. Well, your Mercy Valked randomly, so yeah, it's kind of like, see how much chaos your death caused? Ideally, your teammates would have just fallen back and not used so many ults, but you can't count on that in bronze.
I'm even stronger.
And you could have forced that Mei out. You didn't have to run right into the Reinhardt. That's sort of you can slightly outrange the Reinhardt, like I mentioned. Slowly work down his shield or work down the Mei. If you get into direct 1v1 fist fight 3 meters away or closer, the Rhine's gonna win. So as soon as this Rhine knows his counter swap game, he may suck, but he knows, oh, the Orisa can't win 1v1 in a fist fight, so I'll go Rhine and try and 1v1 in a fist fight. And then I don't have to think about anything else, which is basically Overwatch. 5v5 in a nutshell. You mentioned being new to 5v5. Tanks love to counter swap each other. But you can play around it if you use your bubbles right, use your range right, work down his shield before running into him.
Thank you.
And you got a touch. Yeah, and that's fine. At least you got some ultimates out. That first death just cost a lot. But yeah, they've only got Mei ult left, so that's good. You're coming out. I just don't want to see you rush this grab. You want to make sure you grab them all in a place where your team can see them. So if you come out and grab them here, like, who's gonna do anything about it? Like, just try and wait for your forward to get set up, like, around here, and maybe bait them into where they get here, and your team can see them. Just sort of grab 101. Like, you want to get a group of people in a spot where your team can see them. And then we're probably good. Just don't rush this. And don't drop either, oh no. Because just, I mean, not a good idea. Rhine can get... You've given up your advantage on the Rhine. Mei can ult you. The drop down was not a good move. Oh no, what are we doing? We're just... These bubbles are going to run out real fast against a Rhine and multiple people, and then you're dead. So this might be... I'm like 50% sure you're dead already. And I don't know what happens. Hopefully your supports have you. Ooh, it was close. Because you might... Sure, Zarya had... If she uses both bubbles on the Rhine swinging, sure, she'll be 90 charge, but if she dies immediately after, then what's it worth? But luckily, you barely got the win. Okay. And I mean, just waiting and getting healed up there would be good, because you saw the Rhine die, which is... The tank is the most important guy to pick early. They almost can't win if it's a 4v5 and the tank is the one dead. So just hide there for like 2 seconds, get healed, and then run after these guys. You do not need the grab. And grab is such a big part of Zarya that it's worth it to be sort of nitpicky on a meh grab. Because they still got 3 minutes, they can just lose one more fight and come in with a bunch of their ults and you've got nothing. So... And I want to say, get off the low ground. Just dump right clicks at their team and their Rhine, and then when he's low or he gets discorded, then when you have the advantage, you can drop down. But don't give him an easy open field 1v1 because he has bigger numbers than you, more health, more damage. Like going for backline's good in general, but not if you have to run to like a choke point like this. Like your Widow's not even helping you if you go in this deep. Like she loses her line of sight to help you. Your Mercy's having to like run into a dangerous spot to heal you. You've got no bubbles again because we love using our bubbles early and running in. So there are just a lot of things. Hopefully this VOD shows the issue with the bubble usage and the positioning. 100 charge, but you're that could have gone really bad.
The best to ever do it.
At least you bubbled him.
I'm on fire. Everyone follow me.
Good job, at least go into a corner there. Make it hard for them to get you. And May's ice block to like run over here, get in her face, and punish her. Well. And there's using some range on Rhine, like backing up, like using your range. I like that. That's the first time you've actually done that. Yeah, and sometimes if you're looking up at the sky, you miss some things, but that sound cue is your cue to back up and not get charged. And your Zen is coming in clutch because every time Ron gets you, he gets discorded and your supports have you, so. There we go, there's that. I like how you went forward and tried to get the follow-up kills to stagger them. It didn't work, but the play was there. Or you did assist on that, Anna, so good job. And Zen beat because I mean you got the sound cue. Sometimes hearing like Sombra shooting that your cue to like 180 in bubble.
My ultimate is charging. Negative.
My ultimate is charging.
Greetings. Greetings.
But we're gonna have grab again.
Hello.
You can get some early right clicks, but just be ready to back up and not use both bubbles instantly. That's one, that's fine. Okay, now we're doing it right. We got some charge, we're backing up. Breaking Ron's shield out of his hammer range. I'm liking this, you're improving already. Oh, there's a second bubble though, don't like this. Oh, he's swinging on you, supports help. Oh, are we gonna die? Nice grab. And now we used our ults. Whenever we like win a fight with ults, I make it a habit because it's hard to track in real time, especially when you're thinking about playing. But I'll literally stand here and press tab here, which I can't do in the replay viewer. but just to look at what their team is, and like you can see like, oh, they've got Farah. We haven't heard Farah use her ult like at all, so she's got it. Ryan used his ult, and then we haven't heard Nano in a while. And it's hard. Sometimes I will mess up the ult tracking, or I'll have to like ask a question in teams, but you don't want to get ulted back. Is my point. Like a nanoed Rhine. If I had to take a guess, if you lose the game, why do you lose it? This is the first time I'm watching the game. It's nanoed Rhine. Like that's my guess. So that's why it helps to first play high ground until you have to drop, but also try and keep a track of their ults too. Oh, nice little jump. And that was good. Rhyme was in a Shrine Shield was low, so I do like going aggressive on him. The only thing, like, if you knew they had Nano, then you might be a little more hesitant to charge their tank because, oh, they'll get Nanoed and flip it on me. But without that sort of ult tracking, going after the Rhine there was a good move. Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, this would be another case because the first time you didn't swap your hero and it made the retaking hard. This is another. I don't. Doom's kind of hard, but something like a diva, you can just fly around. That would be easier. Something like that. Because it's literally giving you an extra 10% chance to win the game by swapping here and getting back to the front line faster.
I'm even stronger.
Looks like they got you guys. Well, almost. But good try, and the main takeaways were your positioning, don't feed yourself to the Rhine, play corners more. If you need to take a moment to hide and get healed, do it. Don't use both bubbles as a way to try and cover your positioning mistakes up. Or don't get so greedy trying to get charge on the second bubble and then realize, oh no, I'm in a field with no bubbles. Support save me, which happened like 4 or 5 times. So those would be the main takeaways. I think you had 2 bad grabs where their tank was dead and you grab them anyway. And then also just be aware of their ults because you kind of May and Reinhardt got you every time, and then the last time their nanoed Rhine got you. And so sometimes you got to be aware of their ultimates too, which is it's a slow process. It's not going to happen immediately. But the good news is now that it's 5v5, there's less of them. And they've also made all ults a little slower to get. So usually it's only like 1 or 2 ults they have, and it's tracking them's a little easier than when it was 6v6. So all in all, I hope that helps, and good luck getting to silver.